And my God, let's get into it. The finale of the whole night, Gold League, Jack and Bessy versus Kaiser and Mitoe. You know, let's get into it. Let's get into it, boys. All right. So at the top of the map, at the top right of the map, we have Jack spawning in as Brits and Bessy spawning in as France. Bessy obviously really good with French. Last time we saw these players, you know, top a similar matchup. We saw Bessy's French card really dominating with Jack's Inca. So really well done to them. That was an amazing game to cast, and hopefully they can pull off similar shenanigans today. In the bottom of the map, we have Mitoe spawning in with India. From what I know, he's a pretty good India player. Pretty good. He's alright. He's a horrible India player. No, he's great. I really want to see him play China, because for me personally, China is what I think of when I think of Mitoe's gameplay. So hopefully sometime this series I can see him play some China. And in the bottom left of the map, we have Kaiser coming in with his infamous Germany. This man's semi-FF build order is down to the millisecond. He knows exactly what he has to do. If his settler wagons are gathering 1 second too slow, they get the guillotine. Alright, so let's get into the center of the map. We'll see what the treasures look like. 150 wood in the center here. 185 wood. Honestly, these are some spicy treasures. If they can tag team it, that could be a massive game changer here. We have a trade post going down at the top of the map for Bessy. Going to get some early shipments out for France. Also the circular trade route, so you know, taking any of the lines here, definitely going to supply some map control and some good stagecoach income if you wanted to play like that. Starting the game here, Kaiser and Mitoe already pulling out ahead 300 in score, whether that be villager walking, villager seconds, but the point is they've got their bloody build order down absolutely to the absolutely down pat here. Jack and Bessy, I want to see their decks. I want to see what they come out here. We'll see if there's any ranges. We'll see if there's Greenwich Mean Time. I want to see what shenanigans are going to get pulled up here. Alright, so Jack is going to start with 3 vills. We're looking to see a nice longbow musk. We're going to see infantry and farts coming in here. Nice bit of artillery from Jack. I personally see Jack as more of... no, he's pretty good infantry, but most recently with Tashunki. I'd love to see him pull some Tashunki in game, so hopefully we see that next match or the third match. If there is a third match, I'd love to see some Tashunki play, and maybe some old Han stuff, but he's well known for that. So opting for Brits first here. I feel like they're going with the same combo, Brit and France, two civs that really need map control, and he's got that with Spice Trade, so I'd love to see what he comes up with here. So pulling out with Bessy, looks like we're going to see some French cav. Does have the Grubiel system and a Fortin deck, so interesting deck there. Looks like we might see some Skirm. Ooh, he's got team infantry attack, but Skirm cav looks like the standard play here. We do see a forward aggro coming down from Mitoe, and they are going to tag team 185 wood. These two players very good at tag teaming treasures early on compared to other players in the tournament. One of the biggest skills, most players just split off and take smaller treasures, but they're very good at taking the larger treasures in the middle of the map. So very well done to them. So we'll check out India's deck now. I'm going with Distributors as the first card. We're going to see some early aggression here. He's also got Desert Terror. Yeah, that looks like really H2, H3 heavy. Probably going to try and keep... I feel like if you're going into this matchup, your aim should be keeping Brit and France really contained, really under pressure. We've literally saw this matchup, basically a very similar matchup last in the silver match. Opposite sides though. And I mean, honestly, keeping Britain France contained made all the difference. They're going to try and get some damage on the settler, force it back potentially. But yeah, already prepping for the early aggression. I mean, if you see Kaiser and Mitoe coming in your base, I'd be like, oh Jesus. You really want your defense solid. And interesting, I think they don't have any CM in deck. So they're going to be really confident. I know France has CM, but going to be very confident in their ability to defend Russia. I can't wait to see what happens. Now let's get a look at Kaiser Klein's deck. Tower Rush, Quartermaster. So it looks like we're going to see... looks like someone likes his Cav, but definitely coin heavy. Sending Silversmith in potentially, and the Jaeger card. Also has cigar rollers. You see a lot of like with cigar rollers and textile mill. So definitely prepped if the game goes late. And I feel like with Brits and France, it's most likely going to go late. So he's definitely ready for that. Almost does take out the villager, but does get inside just barely. Does aggro the lions as well. Sending in Selwagens' first card. Lots of walls coming up already for Jack and Bessy. Chucking the outpost in. I hope this isn't an over commitment to the defense here, and Kaiser Klein can just sit back and go, haha, now I'm an FF, you know. And it looks like that's what he's going to do, actually, to be fair. So hopefully Jack and Bessy don't overcommit to this, and they still balance their eco here. They'd be in a really good spot. Ants unfortunately did get knocked out last game with Rev and Rob. We're going back into those politics. Alright, no, I'm not going to read the chat then. So we're going to see some Husk coming out here from Bessy, and Musk Longbow from Jack. Stable in base from Kaiser Klein. It's going to be really hard to raid Brits and France here, but what do they got? They got, 1, 2, 3 hunts in base, so they're going to run out soon. They're going to need something from somewhere, and I think that's the point where Mitoe and Kaiser Klein are going to come ahead with map control here. The moment you see Brit and France walling up like this, you're like, baby, give me the money. Like, look at that. Every AoE game is a GG. Every AoE game is a GG, of course. Alright, so they're going to try and take the defense on that center TP. I wonder if they spot the consulate coming out from Mitoe. I feel like the 4 sour 3 ponies could be a good timing if Longbow do come out. Or even just good to go raid or get some shots on the Musk. So it'll be interesting to see Jack and Bessy probably not expecting this much of, probably expecting more early aggression here. So going to be trying to figure out what's happening here, see if they can probably stand out, get another hunt in base. Double racks now coming down from Jack. And I feel like it's been a bit of an overreaction, seeing the aggro. Maybe scouting that the stable was in base. Yes, they didn't scout that there's been a stable in base. They think there's probably a stable up here, and they don't realise it's not as all-in as they thought. They probably could have tried to get a few hunts from the side, because ultimately they're gonna run out pretty damn soon. Cav Musk versus Cav Musk. Oh yeah, baby. Now I'm gonna be sieging through this wall. Kaiser Klein does do a lot of wall sieging with his Zulhan, and a lot of pro players do that. Very good, something to learn there. So we'll have to repair that or get a deterrent going. Does pick up a villager, almost picked up a second there. So well done to Bessy. I wonder if he's going to go in for these 2 villagers. Does force the sentinels as well, so that's really well done to him. And they are getting out of the base here, and wall doesn't actually end up going down. Musk coming over. I feel like sending the Musk out is the right play. They've got to do damage here. The rush hasn't come. It's 7 minutes. It's not coming. They need to do some damage where they can. And I feel like if they split just a few Musk off and they baited the whole army, they could then get under the aggro and potentially get it down. But no. It looks like it's a short map, short distance travel, so maybe this is the right call. I'm just worried that all these Musk are going to get caught out. The Suicide Squad is engaged, but is it going to work against Kaiser Klein? Crossbows coming in here. We'll see if the Musk can escape, but they've been absolutely cornered. We've got Ulans on the front here. He's going to lose a lot of the Ulans, but just the sheer damage coming out from them 37 hand attack, 1.5 rate of fire in the crossbow, and they're just going to be able to pick them off just like butter. They're just going to peel through them, especially with the Gurkhas on the back line. All those Musks are going to get absolutely cleaned up. Getting a few will on them and take them to their grave, but at the end of the day, not exactly what you want to see. Haas from Bessy now coming on the back line as well. The problem is they need to get on this Gurkha, and there's enough sepoy, there's enough anti-cav, and just to body block that. More Suicide Squad picking up some units. The Huss are going to go onto the Gurkha here, but they are going to get caught out by a more Ulan. Might pick up, no, it doesn't pick up the last Ulan there. So it is on low health. Not taking amazing trades, but definitely taking fair trades for the situation they're in. Suicide Squad. Clean micro, yeah, it is, in my opinion. Peeling away the Huss there. But Kaiser's kind of countering with some more guys coming back. But here comes the real Huss mass. And is losing a few Musk unnecessarily. Alright, so Kaiser is up. So they have the option here to go in under the aggro and get it down, or they could fall back and age up themselves. And it looks like they're going to try and force a fight here. I feel like that's the right decision. There's so much Huss here. Those Musks just need to pick off those sepoy and they absolutely clean this up. As long as he can target the sepoy here, they're good. And it looks like he is. Maybe a bit of Huss pulling back would be nice here. But generally there's enough Huss in here just to force them into melee. And that's very well done from Jack and Bessy. Props to them. It's not a complete cleanup, but it's definitely a positive trade, I feel like. Oh, is it? Yeah, I'd say it's a positive trade. The reinforcing sepoy are going to be a pain though. Definitely a thorn on their side. Although, if the Huss can get there in time, they could just force a cleanup here. But they will opt to back off. So the aggro is going to go down with a villager inside. Although, 5 war wagons here coming in from Kaiser Klein. With 5 musketeers coming from the consulate. I feel like Mitoe's going to stay H2 and they're going to try and force a fight back from here. And I feel like that's a fair call. German Eco going into overdrive here. He's got Silversmith in. These coin mines are going to absolutely eat up. And they don't really have anything to counter the war wagons at the moment. Longbow would be a really good counter to that. But Jack, I think, is going to be trying to click up. Yeah, definitely macro and try and click up soon. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it in time. There's just so much siege on Bessy's doorstep right now. He knows there's a town center going up here, but he can't. He's got to come back and try and figure out this fight here. I'm trying to get some more raids on the back line as well. Picking off some reinforcing sepoys, so really good to pick up those batches. Basically cuts the train in half. And we'll force them back with some Minutemen. So we see the Vills are gathering out of here. A lot of idle time and walking for Jack, but as long as the Kaiser Klein and Mitoe don't push out to there, they're absolutely fine. And he is going to wall up just in case on the Benny raids, doesn't want to risk anything. And I feel like the option here for France at the moment is maybe to go Goon and let Brick go Longbow. I feel like they just have no counter to the war wagons. They got to either age up or commit to the Longbow. And he is going to do both. And they've got enough time. I feel like they've got barely enough time here. I'm going to go up with the Bishop as well. And this is perfect. Although he's not going to be able to get it up in time. Is he? It's going to be close. No. So all those villagers are absolutely screwed. He's trapped in alright, but they're still screwed. And the war wagons is just 48 range damage are just going to melt through these musketeers. Doing a good job at trying to kite with the longbow there by Jack. So props to him. And it's going to be kind of awkward to push in here, so they're just going to have to siege down these Raxes. They can't really push in at the moment. And does lose quite a few bills on the side here. That's pretty bad. It's definitely game changing. He's going to bring some bills forward. I thought maybe to force a fight tank, well not force a fight, but tank during a fight. But ends up just losing one there. I don't know the situation. Going for raids is the right thing. I just feel like they're too well on top of it. Just sort of map awareness is in Kaiser and Mitoe's favour. And as Brit and France, you want map, and they just don't have it at the moment. See, even forcing these bills off the gold mine, Kaiser and Mitoe just really putting the chokehold on them right now. But no, really good stuff. Like, what are the options to send here? Like, do you go? He's really macroing for the longbow right now. Do you go 8 vills? Do you go yeomen? I just want to send 1, 2. I want to send 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I want to send it all. Like, what do you prioritize at the moment? I'd probably prioritize yeomen, just for the range in case they push in, or if we want to force anything. And I feel like this is great because they literally just forced a fight over here. And going goons, so that's the right call. I'm going to try and put the town centre down on the side as well, just to get some extra gathering, which is pretty fair. But there is Seaboy here, and he's going to have to avoid that with his line of sight. I wonder if he knows that they're there. And he can maybe try and pick them up with the goon, because as soon as he spots that, they're going to stop fighting over here, and then they're just going to go all the way over here and say, gas it, take the fight here. Yeah, that's what he's going. He's doing it, yeah. And he's probably shouting to Kaiser as well. Yeah, look at this. Look at this war wagon mass. They could even just, like, 1v1 this at this point. Yeah, the Musk's just kind of useless in the fight at the moment. Ouch. Having to abandon that town centre as well. Luckily this one is going up though. Yeah, score's starting to peel ahead. Look at this. Map, absolute map control. Absolute map control. And I feel like Jack and Bessy have played well. They got their build order down. They did what they needed to be executed, but they've just struggled because they just haven't had the res. They haven't had the map to just gather and stuff. Yeah, peeling away 10k here. Map's just lost them. They needed to push out. They had the aggro. They should have seen that the stable wasn't there, and they should have taken that advantage. Which is a shame, but it's a shame that like one decision like that has literally cost him the whole game. That's really it's really sad. And if we look over here, that's just rude. That's just mean. Look at that. One mine off. Hey, like, yeah. Mitoe, did you really have to do that? Did you really need this gold mine? You got one over here. You got one back here that's not even used. Sending 2 Falcons now. But does probably should be wanting on that over there. If they're picking this up, if they realise that Mitoe's over here separated from Kaiser, they could maybe try and force a fight at this town centre before Mitoe can get back over. That's always an option. We got 33 bills to 36 to 37 to 49. You rarely see Germany on the most amount of bills here, and Brits on the least amount of bills. $17 mins, 33 bills. Nah, he did lose a lot over here though. The goons really need to be fighting. They can't be sieging at the moment. He's just losing 4 for 3. And yeah, I'd see this and I'd be like, yeah, we can't get back over in time. Look at that, the Iron War Wagons just doesn't even have to mix skirm, you know. Just taking 3 shots at the Musk. Although Jack will get the town centre down potentially. But at this point, like, look at this, just all the way in their base. Like, what do you do against that? I don't know, guys. It looks pretty GG to me. I feel like Kaiser and Mitoe just they played about even in terms of micro and macro, but they were just so aware of what Jack and Bessy needed to be victorious, and they just denied them that. They denied them the map. Look at just the map. Everything's just streaming across units and units and units. Is this town centre even being used? Probably not. And now they're just being run back and forth in their shell. Like yeah, definitely choking your opponent's resources. I feel like in this tournament, the biggest thing is choking your opponent's resources. It's just so important. Does take out the Mao Hout, but I mean at this point it's not going to really make much of a difference. Because he's about to be sandwiched. He's about to be clapped from behind. Look at that, both cannons already down. And now, oh dear. Oof. Does a great job at splitting up his units there, but the GG is being called. And the first game going over to Mitoe and Kaiser. Congratulations, boys. Taking out Jack and Bessy about 20 minutes, and yeah, basically wins because of suffocation. So well done, guys. GG's. Alright, we'll get the predictions up and we'll get into the next game shortly. So if we check out the post game, yeah, head on score. Yeah, look at that, spilling ahead here. Yeah, it just doesn't get the map just to train units. Like, villager population is still, like, although it's not amazing, like, look at that raid, look at that bloody raid. That was the one where it got boxed in. If it wasn't for that, I feel like they had the vills, they just didn't have the, like, they didn't have the space to gather. Yeah, they just didn't, like, he just peel it off, just doesn't have the opportunity. Like, he's got the bills, he just doesn't have the opportunity to gather anything. Yeah, that's some very tough opponents. Yeah, I hope you're not being sarcastic, because Jack and Bessy are good, but they're one of the best in the tournament, in my opinion. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. Their macro they did their best for what they had. So hopefully we see a change up in the next game. We'll peel it over to pills. Yeah. All right, we'll get to the next game underway in just a sec. so we'll be right back. I'll give you guys. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and we'll get into game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We will get into the second game of Jack and Bessy versus Kaiser and Mitoe. First game going over to Kaiser and Mitoe, taking down Jack and Bessy's Brit and France. And now Jack and Bessy will be playing China and Sweden. Jack is really good at China, probably one of his best civs. He's really led on for his old Han reforms. And really good with his timings and that, and Bessy really good with his Crowley mass. And you should be able to complement that well. We've seen the two do this combination before, and also paired with France, and we have seen major success with it. Jack can also do standard army and pair that well with the Crowleys as well. So really looking forward to see how they pull off against Kaiser and Mitoe's Japan and Portugal. So we'll get into that in just 1 second. Alright, I'll get the prediction in. You guys can tell us what you think. We'll see. Inca is used every series, I think. Yeah, probably. Let's get the prediction going. Close prediction last time. There was actually quite a few points, over 100,000 going into that one. So wow, and it was really close as well. So everyone really supporting Jack and Bessy, and also Kaiser and Mitoe. So we'll get game 2 going. You guys 5 minutes for that one. So get those channel points in. This is a best of 3. Kaiser and Mitoe are up by 1 at this point. Honestly, on Grand Chaco, I feel like, you know, those mines for Sweden are pretty good, but also the hunts for Japan, also dynamite as well. So it'll be down to see whose passive gather can win them this one here. Kaiser's not Japan, big side, yeah, I know. Striker saying he's only got 100 points. Oh, but it matters. He's put it in anyway. I'll get into this one so you guys have the most amount of time to predict. And it's been a pleasure casting. So hopefully we can wrap it up soon. Within the hour, I'd say at least. This one, and if there's one after as well. Yeah. Thanks for coming out, guys. Let's have a look. Let's absolutely have a look. So, in the... Oh, yeah, this is all... Alright. So, in the top of the map, we have Jack and Bessy spawning in as Sweden for Bessy, and Jack playing as China. And in the bottom of the map, we have Kaiser Portugal, which I don't see much of, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. And Mitoe's Japan. And we got a strike coming out early for Mitoe, leaving his coin on the floor potentially. But no. Really looking forward to this. We'll see the race for the llamas. This is no water map here, so no port shenanigans. And also no gold mines, I believe. So Sweden not going to be too OP here. We'll be sticking to our tin mines. Thank you very much. Even less. 500 less. Japan is really difficult to play. No, it definitely is. He was grinding China for... I pay for Team Jack. If I win I'm a new billionaire. Alright. I assume you mean you're a billionaire if you win. Yes, you basically would be. He was grinding China. Yeah. He was grinding China hard. We'll see if it pays. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, interesting Sid picks actually. Kaiser and Mitoe will win, but the odds are too good not to bet on Jack. Well, I remember in the game of Jack and Bessy, I can't remember who they were versing, but they're versing another super high players, and they come on top, and no one like voted for them. I can't remember who peeled away with points, but I remember there was a ton of points rewarded for it, and there was also another one between Nooks and Nono where Apples won like 150,000 or something. He literally put 100 crowns on them, and the odds were like 99% to 1%. Absolutely ripped ahead, and cleaned up the board. So we'll check the scores right now. Josh is tired, guys. Wait, what? How do you know? Yeah, I am Australian. And it's rising 20k points, just a chance to win 1k. Wasn't Jack playing with Darrow? That is correct. That's because Darrow was the sub. So some teams have like 3 players in them, because they're not fully available, and so they can like sub one player interchangeably in and out. Alright, so we're going to start with Northern Refugees. Interesting deck here. We do have one Flying Crow in deck, and the Sega Herd. I'm trying to think, what's he doing here? It's definitely Old Harm, and it looks like, you know, age 2 timing, potential in age 3, but mainly going for that age 4 big oomph, like the timing in age 4. Japan gonna just go mass Yumi by the looks of it. Yumi, Flaming Arrows, and if needed, Naginata. Sweden, we got Corollians, and we've got House of Bernadotte, so heavy infantry boost. Ooh, we see some Fusiliers. Potentially some rush potential. Oh, some rush potentially. Interesting to see what's going to happen here. But it does have the trample tactics. I don't know to be honest. I'm interested to see what it does. Honestly, interested to see because he's got so many options here. So really interested to see how we go. Port's going for the 12-20, and he's going to get up super quick. Super quick, in fact. And he's going to be sending 700 coins, so he's going to just want to be getting up to age 3 as soon as possible by the looks of it. And potentially age 4, but it looks like, yeah, we're going to see quick age 3 from Ports, take some nice map control, which is pretty fair. Surely you got sent resources for that, right? I'll check that in a sec. But no, definitely interested to see here. We got a more boomy sort of passive playstyle here, and a definitely aggressive time push, come out and fight us sort of playstyle from previous games. So I'll just check chat. Oh wait, can I not check it? Wait a minute. I'm sure I can check it. There we go. So I'll see if he's actually sent any food. Interesting, so they didn't actually... No, that's just an extremely quick age up. Alright. I can hear from the accent, it is late here. I'll try and... I tried last game just to be a bit more excited. And I honestly, this is like so fun for me, but it's just to a point where it's like, you know, it's 2 a.m. in Sydney. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here in Brisbane as well. Okay, so scores slightly peeling ahead for Jack and Bessy. I don't know, does Japan and Ports typically underscore? But we're going to see 2 town centres taking map control here, not really defensive. And I feel like against China and Sweden, you want to be putting it next to a mine and next to a hunt. That's really going to be able to deny any passive gather, or as much passive gather as you can. With what did Kaiser age Colo? You mean like what did he age up with? I think he aged up with... I think he went up with Quartermaster because he wouldn't have been able to put a staple down because he had 60 wood when he aged up. And he only had 2 wheels on wood, so he wouldn't be able to gather for the stable, so he must have gone up with a Quartermaster. I'm supposed to sleep, but my brain tell me watch some AoE. Yeah, fair, bro. Are you in Sydney as well? Is that why? At least you don't have a demo tomorrow for uni. I've actually got a piece of assessment I have to wake up for tomorrow. But AoE comes first. Let's go. No, it's not too hard. It's pretty solid. Just driving a fire truck this week. Alright. So, definitely Husk on the back here. Gonna try and apply some pressure. But realise it doesn't really need it. The Shrine Boom is pretty good. What are we at? 6 minutes? Yeah, it's pretty good for 6 minutes. And really tactical spot for the Shrine here, denying that extra torp. So we'll only be able to get 3 out. But the Crollians are going to come and siege that down, and Crollians I feel are going to be on anti Shrine duty today. $2 a.m. That's rookie time. Exactly. 2:30. Now that's a thing. I don't understand. I just can't wait. Just like, get into bed and just have a Nice, good sleep. Although, I know if as soon as I finish this, I'm just going to sit up and watch YouTube for like another half an hour. Because I just can't go to bed after playing AoE. I'm just too hyped. It's kind of like an addiction, eh? Anyway, the sentries are popping out, definitely forcing that there. We didn't need to do that, but, you know, not insanity. And gonna start picking up these shrines here, which is pretty fair. Basically, it is good because it still provides them passive income, but also it buys them more time. Just to stay in base and eagle up. And I feel like Jack and Bessy, both civs, both teams are gonna do better the later the game goes on. It's gonna pick up the husk there, but my logic here is both are gonna do better later on, and as a result of that, it's going to be down to Jack and Bessy's ability to win fights and clean up in that timing of the age 4 old Han. Because as it goes late age 4, Mitoe and Kaiser are going to pull ahead with the Yuumi and the Goon. That's just such a, I feel like Yuumi and Goon are just so much better than Corollian and whatever China has. Whether it's old Han or whether it's standard. That's just such a bigger play. I feel like this is probably the only Civ combo where Jack and Bessy's plan may or may not, probably won't work. But I feel like they've been forced to play it in game 2, so they don't, lose. They don't get automatically knocked out, and they don't get a chance to show it in game 3. So I feel like they've been forced to play it now. Yeah, just basically taking map control here on a nice little triangle of town centers. And Kung Fu Hustle is going to be leading the army in right now. Going to try and get a good timing pressure here. The goons are already out, so they are going to pick up those steps pretty easily. And I feel like, what's the play here? Do we stage? Do we pressure him? We see what they've clicked up here. Scores are still pretty close. Definitely a decent amount of siege going to come on this town center. But at this point, the Yuumi are just, there's just so much of them. Interesting wall. Try and contain the Hun a bit. I read it. Just going to make it that little bit difficult to push in here. So good quick thinking by Kaiser. Standard and Mongolian is favorite combo. Nice. It's pretty good. Yeah, and here we go. I feel like the Skirm Goon is just gonna beat Husk Musk, kinda Skirm. Just the low range is really gonna trouble him. I feel like this works when it's a timing attack in age 4, where it's like, you let me go to age 4, you've triggered my trap card, sort of thing. But here it's more like, we're slowly grinding to age 4 rather than as I said before. Not the sentries. I wonder if anyone's gonna pick up the natives. They're kind of useless for these civs. No. FF gang on top. Oh yeah. Evidently. Although Jack's gonna be clicking up with Heaven. And he's got all the bills on it, so he's trying to get up as soon as he can. And I feel like that's the right call. If they can position this fight well, they have an option to just clean this up if they can position it well. And I really want to see a cool China clean up here, like a pop from a village or something. And I think, look how they position their army. They know a cleanup is in order. They know something can happen. They want to bait them in. But Mitoe and Kaiser are pretty experienced players. They know that, that's not what you want to do. Shipping the daimyo now. That guy's been sieging that shrine all night. Drank some Yamabushi to go handle that explorer as well. And start sieging down this top probably. Potentially may get some volleys off on the Crolians if he's not careful. I feel like they're going to try and commit to the fight, but I'd wait for your H3 takes. But the Charger's coming in. They're going to go for the fight here. This is going to be a defining moment. Can they get the clean up? And I feel like there's not enough goons here. If you can just start fighting, already on top of the organ guns, taking absolutely no damage, not a single one going down, and the charge onto the Yumi archers are just falling them back. All into melee here. I can't quite micro it. There's just so many Corollians, and the charge are just perfectly well timed. Daimyo coming in, but won't have enough time to even consider in this fight. Like, it's just too late. Not even in age 3 yet from Japan. So VetTech Yumi isn't even going to get here. Neither is Way of the Bow. These Yumi are still going to lose to the sheer mass of the Corollian. All in just close range now. And the Chuko Nu on the back line are doing a great job of just chucking in some extra DPS, pushing the Vet Goons back. And all of a sudden, they've just been forced back from a close fight at the front of the base. They're just being pushed all the way back to mid-map. And they have a choice of just taking map control here, or even just gassing it towards their opponent's base. Looking at scores, they are ahead, and looking at the map here, there is the option. Sweden is going to click up, going to go up quickly, and I feel like if he can ship 2 Farks behind this, or platoon fire, even Flintlock behind that, they have the option here. And Kaiser is going up to age 4, and looks like they are going to push in. And as soon as they see that age 4, that's their timing. They've got to go in, because 2 heavies is going to absolutely devastate this army. They have about 1 minute to go in and deal enough damage to have a considerable impact on Mitoe and Kaiser here. And they've got to go, and they've got to go now. Setting out some step riders to handle this Banky Monk, or maybe just to go for some raids. Always good siege, so a really good unit to handle some shrines. But here they go. They're going to start taking out some vills in the map here. It's going to be, this is the ticking time bomb right here. This heavy cannon's a ticking time bomb. Some hand mortars coming out may do something, but you can't, like these units, low HP, they can't deal with that. Orchid Rickshaw's coming out from Mitoe, and gonna just try and prod with the Yumi archers, won't commit to a fight or anything. Yeah, platoon fire coming in now, and Japan is going to be aging up with the Golden Pavilion and probably sending 2 Flaming Eyes out of this. And they probably see the baiting in from the Yumi and decide, yeah, he's probably aging up, he's trying to bait us in for the 2 Flaming Arrows. Or you should just pull out, wait till we get our techs in. We've missed our chance for the age 4 attack here. Let's just get Cools, because he's probably sent that. That's the logic, I'd say. Honestly, they should just go back, both go age 4. I agree. They should go back. Like, Mitoe is down in score. They should recognise that. They should recognise they've got them in the palm of their hand. They need to age up. Do what they do best, get old Hunter forms, get Spare Lifeguard, go back to the old OP Sweden ways, and just, oh dear, oh fuck. That's a let oof moment. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, you don't really want that happening, do you? For free as well, not even like as a trade. Yeah, that was really bad. But I that's definitely a key moment, but it's not a defining moment. They've still got a lot of their army. These Yamabushis are doing absolute work on the Torps. They've already taken out 1 mine, and they're going to be taking out another here. Now we'll try and force Jack off this mine here. I'm thinking here, did they have an opportunity to push in realistically, or should they have just stayed back the whole time and just aged up? I feel like that was probably the play. Jack is going to go age 4, and Bessy, do they have time? I'd probably try and click up myself and get 2 heavies out rather than train 2 cool. Unless you want to force a fight here. It all depends on how quickly Jack can get his old hideout. Because if he can time that before Mitoe, gets enough Yumi out here, you could do a sweep in here. You could absolutely clean these guys out when the heavy cannons are slow. Or you could just age up and take up your guys, get Old Hunt, both of you, force them into your base, and then sweep them. Or you could just run into your opponent's base like this and just do that. You can do that as well. I'm worried. They've got to get. They just. I would just push into Jack right now. I'd honestly just push into Jack. But maybe falling back is the right call. Go for wonders. Yeah, he's got 3 racks down. Oh, it is pretty tanky. I'd be worried to get caught out here, and yeah, I feel like this is bad. Look at this. Do they have Culverines on the way? I don't think they've got even Culverines on the way. Oh, good split though of the units. That really saved him. Yeah, Sweden's got to get up soon. Oh dear, he's got to pull check this. He's got to pull check this. He's got to pull it. He's got to just do that, and he loses a whole double batch. I think that was like 15, 20, just all down, being split off there. That's a shame. I feel like they had it up until that point, and now they're just losing so many units. But the Culverines do get the shot off on the heavy cannons, force them back. But the Yumi are just going to have so much. There's nothing to handle the Yumi right now. Still waiting on the Chinese remass, but did cop a bit of a beating. Repelling volley, Old Hunt reform sent. Let's have a look. Old Hunt reforms are in. Repelling volley is not sent. But does repelling volley? Yeah, it does. Yeah, kind of just forced back. And now the goons have free range on your vills. These are Legion. They must just be called Legion now. Legion of goons dropping in, paying a visit to these settlers. And Jack deciding he'll go for Kaiser base, but this is a massive raid here. If he can clean up most of this is pretty game changing, but he won't be able to because the goons will just be able to get back so quickly. Although it does pick up quite a few of them. But the Culverines will go down. Like Jack did pick up a lot of bills there, right? But like he lost a few as well, so it's like was it worth it? Although, damn, I feel like he had Kaiser on really low APM at the moment there. So if he had 2 cools here, he could snipe off the heavy cannon with no repercussions. He was able to do it with the Corollians there, which is pretty good. So I feel like a very good use of his APM there, those two. Definitely on the ball. And now Mitoe has been caught out. Yeah, Mitoe's not caught out. He's alone. He doesn't have the goons supporting them. But they can't really counter the Yumi with Corollians. So like some Steppy on the back line would be so useful here. But they're going to go for the charge here. They're really going to try and commit to this. I don't know if he was close enough for that. But they're going to commit to the fight here. They feel like this is an important part of the game. They're going to try and get the flaming arrows down. And I feel like if they can pick off the flaming arrows quick enough, they could do some damage here. And a lot of Chuko Nu coming on the back line here. And we'll force him against the edge of the map. He can't cut in. He's got to bring them all the way around. He's got to cut them off. Absolutely cut them off. And that's what they do. And yeah, he's going to get some pretty good trades. I'd say it's not heavily in favour of Jack and Bessy, but definitely positively in favour of them. Could have definitely really cut them off and like really clench this whole thing, but does escape with about half his army, and takes about a quarter of Jack's and Bessy's with him. I'd still say it's anyone's games at the moment. Scores same Mitoe and Kaiser, but I feel like that's because they've, oh my god, it's like a pattern. They've got map control. They've got the resources. Who would have guessed in a game of, oh god, oh dear. Does he see it? He doesn't see it. Oh no, he does see it. Quickly charge the Grolians, get them back. Leaving them, but yeah. No, good stuff, good stuff. Swede need guard spare lifeguard desperately. He sure does. Bess needs to click up. Yeah, he definitely needs to click up. You gotta try and force him to fight it. He had the option to train units or click up, and he's opted to click up. I meant train units. He's on 18 bills. He's in trouble now. He needs another town centre out, I feel. And he needs more, like, yeah. They're down on bills is the problem. They've got an insane military, and that's 77 Crolians. That's what's keeping him alive now, and I feel like if they keep it up any longer, look at the scores going ahead. I feel like they gotta win the game now or it's over. Like, look at this. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. And they could try and get another clean up on Japan. And the goons are halfway across the map. The option is definitely there. If they can cut off their retreat from the goons, there's definitely the option. Oh, can they do it? Can they do it? Mitoe going up. He's got to take this fight before the Honored Yumi come in. Oh, they sort of definitely. And he's going to take quite a lot of Yumi down to the grave with him. He won't probably clean up all of them, just the sheer numbers of Yumi. But he's going to take out that Daimyo and he's going to clean up. Oh, maybe he might even get all of them. Shit, this is an absolute cleanup. That's a well micro step from Jack. He could have just left them all there to just do the fighting, but he's actually got the most efficient trade he can there. Holy shit. Yeah, that was big. So, what's defending this base now? It's just like 20, 30 dragoon. And they don't count anything except for the step. If he can go in now, he needs to go in now. He could end it. He could end it right now, but they got to go in. He's not opting to age up. He's given up. He said, this is the time. This is where we win. Raids on the back line here from Kaiser Klein will pick up a lot of vills. He won't be able to get to that village in time. But they're just going to siege all the way through this. The remass from Mitoe is actually very well done. Attempting there, but he's got to force all these units off the shrine here, and he needs to be killing these Yumi. The Dragoons could go in for a snipe from the Culverines, but missed the opportunity there. And now the Flaming Arrow is going to get some free volleys onto the Crolians here. Causing a lot of idle time as well. We'll trade a goon for a Falk, which is more than a good trade. But oh dear, here come the steps onto the Yumi, but the Yamabushi are going to be popped straight from the consulate. That's some great timing. The Crolians are going to try and clean that up, but the Flaming Arrows on the back line are going to take some great shots onto the Crolians here, and the Culverines aren't quite in range of the Flaming Arrows. So ultimately, the Crolians are just taking needless damage. It was just at the wrong time. Was it the right trade? I don't know. I feel like they have to go for it. The scores are too uneven. They need to win this fight, and he's charged in. He just misses the Flaming Arrows. There's just too many Flaming Arrows here. And that's probably GG here. Missing out on that one, that's unfortunate. Like, I feel like, although, having said that, the Culverine takes a missed shot. If the Culverines, yeah, look at that. None of them take a shot onto Flaming Arrows. Too many Flaming Arrows, yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe a bit better micro could have gotten them that. I feel like they had that. Three Masters there. I don't know. That's a shame. I feel like Jack and Bessy definitely had the upper hand. Bessy lost a ton of bills, but they could have taken out the castle and then gone from there. That's a shame. And now I'm going to chuck the anti-raid wall down. The micro is insane. Cool's missed shot. It had one job. They're probably not practicing a lot for 2v2. When your only unit is one cool, then it shoots it in. Fun while it lasted. Oh yeah, definitely unvaccinated, yeah. I feel like they had that as well. They messed up the micro of the fight. Oh my god, the remaster. Can you imagine if those were there during that fight? Jesus Christ. Like, Jack's remasters through the roof. But Kaiser Klein on 41,000. I feel like he's just intentionally not making any hus. I mean, any goons. He knows he doesn't need them at the moment, I feel. Gone greedy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Tomato. Exactly. They had map. They need to know when to, if you've got map, it's a race to, it's all eco. It's an eco race to get as much eco as you can. And then have a win condition. They had their win condition, but I feel like they got too sucked into they didn't remember to, keep, Bessy just forgot to let's chuck another town sun down. Or I probably remember, but he went, I'll batch out another 20 Corollian rather than go age 4. And I feel like under the stress of the moment, it seemed like the right thing to do. But looking at it on hindsight, it's probably better to click up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and look at the massive hus switch. Ouch. Oh god, here it is. Does take out both of the heavy cannons though, but yeah, it loses all the Corollians in the process. And all the Chico Noon ordeal. Oh god. Boom. Yeah, I don't know guys, I reckon. Also, thanks a lot for the cast, Josh. See you, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Speed channel points, yeah, good. Yeah, I feel like, Bessy got absolutely screwed with that raid. And just, they opted to go for the win rather than go for the eco. And it's just, there's no way you can know. Like, it's all in the fog of war. It's all in the black map. Like, they had no idea what was happening. There's at least 5% chance of a throw. Well, actually, there's an insane turn up. See, from this town center, they spawn so much cav that they clean up all of the orange flaming arrows. And, oh god, Jesus Christ, random one. But they're going to try and go for the cleanup on these flaming arrows again. But just want to be able to quite connect. Just really good micro, good body blocking. Flaming arrows, we'll get a few decent shots off onto the Yumis, and the Culverines just got to connect to those flaming arrows. But at the end of the day, the Hustler's just going to get onto them, and it's going to be like game over. Yeah, that's what we want to be shooting. Flaming arrows. Did that flaming arrow just take 2 volleys? Bloody hell. Yeah, more flames coming in here. Honestly, I rate Jack and Bessy. They had it. I reckon they had the option. They had the option to win. But it's like, you know, when you're playing like games and it's just like at a state where you're like, oh, is pushing in the right option? Is ecoing up the right option? And I feel like at the end of the day, you've got to play to your strengths. You've got to be like, is this what we're better at? Are we better at ecoing up? And I feel like they did that. And it was just the wrong call in here. There's nothing they could have done. It was just down. It was down to something that they didn't know about. It's just unfortunate. In all the games we've seen tonight, a good summary is actually just like map control, forcing your opponents, choking him in, denying hunts, causing idle time. I mean, I feel like that's it from there. Yeah, now it just looked double the score. Kaiser's on 50,000. He's stacking res like there's no tomorrow. And the GG has been called. Well played, boys. The game is going to go over to Mitoe and Kaiser taking the series 2-0. Congratulations. Oof, that was a series and a half. Score. Check out the post game. Give you all your channel points. Thanks for the raid, Lionheart. We just finished our final game, the final match of the final game. Team Kaiser bringing it home with 2-0. Let's see who gets all the channel points. Ants is going to cop 32 grand. Good man, good man. Alright, so let's check the timeline. Yeah, if we look at they were ahead. They took some good fights. This is when the Yumi got absolutely cleaned up. And they could have pushed in from there, and then they just fell apart with the flaming arrow pop. And I feel like up to here they did take good fights. And I'll check the Vil count because, yeah, look at that, far out, massive raid. Yeah, I feel like if that raid wasn't there or it got picked up, or you know, an extra town center would have come out here. Or extra 2 town centers from Bessy and they had the option there. They definitely, and I feel like watching the fights and the micro fights and the rematch and the general like game knowledge, like Jack and Bessy are really good at like, you know, denying opponents' hunts, stopping them from gathering, pressuring them. But Mitoe and Kaiser just did better. Like they stopped them and they identified what the opponent's strengths were. They countered that. They put pressure on them. You know, they forced them to have idle time. They forced them to stop gathering. And I feel like ultimately that's what clinched this game. Although I do believe Jack and Bessy did have a bit of a tactical advantage. They did pick up more things. They picked up when their opponents were separated. It was just unlucky they couldn't really do anything about that because they didn't have the eco to back it up. So well done, guys. Unfortunate loss there for Jack and Bessy, but congrats to Mitoe and Kaiser for pulling ahead on that one. Well done, guys. I'll get the KD as well for you to have a sneak peek at. I think we finished the prediction. Yes, we did. Alrighty. So we should be ending the stream there. I believe that's it. Thanks for coming out and watching, everyone. I'm going to head to bed. It's almost 3 a.m. I hope you really enjoyed it. We should be on it next week. So, I don't know, it's like 4 days or something. And I will catch you guys later. I'll roll the outro video. And thanks for coming. Congrats to everyone who won channel points. And I hope you really enjoyed the stream. I'll catch you guys later, hopefully.